under the blazing African sun, in the heart of a vast, barren desert where sand stretches endlessly to the horizon. A group of archaeologists kneel in the dust, brushing away centuries of sediment from something no one expected to find here. Beneath the ochre sands, emerging piece by piece from its sandy tomb, lies the enormous skeleton of a creature that seems to defy both science and common sense. A fossil with the upper body structure of a human and the elongated, fin tail of a marine animal. The image of this excavation has already gone viral, showing for researchers in wide-brimmed hats and protective scarves working meticulously round a rib cage so large it could belong to a whale, yet whose bone structure tapers into what appears to be the unmistakable form of a mermaid's tail. This strange hybrid of human and aquatic anatomy has ignited a global storm of speculation. Is this the greatest paleontological discovery of the century, rewriting our understanding of evolution? Or could it be an elaborate fabrication, planted to deceive and inspire wonder in equal measure? To truly appreciate the enigma at the heart of this archaeological site, we must first consider the seemingly impossible setting in which it was found, a desert, where there should not be any trace of sea life. The excavation site lies hundreds of miles from the nearest coastline, deep in an arid expanse that has not seen significant rainfall in thousands of years. To find any marine fossil here is extraordinary enough. After all, deserts are not typically the place where one expects to uncover the remains of sea creatures, but a mermaid-like skeleton? That borders on the impossible. Yet, geologists remind us that Earth's surface has been in constant flux for millions of years. What is now scorching sand may once have been the seabed of an ancient ocean. Fossilized marine shells have been found in deserts before, including in the Sahara, where remnants of prehistoric whales known as Basilosaurus have been unearthed. Could this mermaid be a species from that same long-lost sea? And if so, what evolutionary pressures would lead to a creature with such a strikingly human-like upper body? Emerging from the sand, the most prominent feature of the skeleton is its ribcage, which appears remarkably akin to that of a cetacean like a dolphin or whale. Marine mammals possess much larger ribs than terrestrial mammals of similar size, reflecting their adaptation to life in the water. Cetaceans use their rib cages to support their massive tails and flukes, which propel them through the water. The sheer scale of the rib cage suggests this creature was gigantic, perhaps rivaling the largest whales in size. But this was just the beginning of the puzzle. The rib cage seamlessly transitions into an elongated series of vertebrae that taper towards the end. What initially appeared to be the pelvis, upon closer inspection resembles the rear portion of a fish or marine reptile skeleton. The bone structure ends in what looks like a pair of heavy, flattened tailbones, which seem to have once supported powerful muscular tails and dorsal and anal fins. But it was the upper portion of the skeleton that truly captured the imagination. Arms and hands with fingers and wrists emerge from the sand. They bear a striking resemblance to the upper limbs of a human. Shoulder blades and collarbones lay nearby, hinting at a musculature capable of propelling a creature through the water with grace and power. This was not merely the skeleton of a whale or other marine mammal. Its anatomy bore clear hallmarks of a being that had evolved from a terrestrial ancestor, one that had retained its humanoid upper body while adapting its lower body for a fully aquatic lifestyle. As forensic anthropologists pore over images of the find, debate rages among them. Skeptics argue that the apparent fusion of two skeletons could have occurred naturally, through sedimentary forces or the movement of scavengers. However, proponents of the fossil's authenticity point to the consistency in bone density and fossilization and patterns as evidence that it belonged to a single creature. But even if this were an actual relic from the distant past, what evolutionary pressures could have driven a creature to develop such a bizarre anatomy? One intriguing theory proposes that the ancestors of this species may have been early primates that ventured into the sea in search of new habitats and resources. As they spent more time in the water, natural selection would have favored traits that enhanced their swimming ability. Over many generations, their bodies adapted, elongating and streamlining while their arms became flippers for propulsion. Their fingers fused into fins for maneuverability, and their feet evolved into powerful tails for steering and balance. This process, known as convergent evolution, has occurred independently multiple times in nature. resulting in creatures as diverse as ichthyosaurs, dolphins, and dugongs, all of which bear a striking resemblance to each other despite belonging to completely different taxonomic groups. Each of these species evolved from terrestrial ancestors, demonstrating that the transition from land to sea is a surprisingly common evolutionary trajectory. But why did these primates develop distinctly human-like upper bodies? Some speculate that maintaining a humanoid upper body may have been crucial for these creatures, since they likely relied on more advanced cognitive abilities and social intelligence than other marine animals. Such adaptations would have allowed them to communicate, cooperate, and innovate in ways never before seen in the underwater realm. However, the anatomical peculiarities of the skeleton hint at a creature that was perfectly adapted for life in the sea. Its hand bones suggest it could grip and manipulate objects with surprising dexterity, possibly using tools made of aquatic plants or other organic materials. Its elongated fingers may have formed a kind of webbed hand, enhancing its swimming speed and agility. The presence of opposable thumbs could have facilitated tasks such as extracting prey from crevices or manipulating objects with precision. But what is perhaps most astonishing is the creature's pelvic structure. It bears an uncanny resemblance to that of a human, yet ends abruptly without the typical flaring that anchors a human pelvis to the spine. Marine vertebrates typically have robust, flared pelvic bones that serve as anchor points for powerful swimming muscles. In the case of the mermaid fossil, however, the pelvis appears delicate and bird-like, suggesting that this creature may have been adapted for a different mode of locomotion. In the absence of firm scientific analysis, wild speculation runs rampant. Could this skeletal structure indicate that the creature walked upright on two legs? In shallow waters, did it have a unique swimming motion unlike anything alive today? Perhaps it used its tail for balance and propulsion while its human-like arms were used for steering. The truth is, we simply don't know. What is clear is that the skeleton defies easy categorization. It does not fit neatly within the framework of our current understanding of evolution or the diversity of life on Earth. In an era when groundbreaking scientific discoveries often go unnoticed, this find has captured the public's imagination. The idea of mermaids and other half-human, half-fish creatures has fascinated humans for millennia. Tales of siren-like beings have been woven into the myths and legends of virtually every culture. And now we may be glimpsing the truth behind these ancient myths as we continue to explore the Earth's vast oceans. Who has to say that we won't stumble upon a previously unknown species that challenges our understanding of biology? The depths of our planet's seas hold countless secrets, and it's entirely possible that some of these mysteries will one day be solved. For now, the mermaid fossil remains an enigmatic puzzle, a tantalizing glimpse into a world where the boundaries between myth and reality are blurred. Standing at the excavation site, one cannot help but feel the weight of deep time pressing down from the sun-baked sky. The desert, silent but for the scratch of brushes on ancient bone, seems an unlikely keeper of ocean secrets. Yet here, in this place where life now struggles to survive, a creature from a long-vanished sea lies revealed. The skeleton's size suggests it was a formidable presence in its ecosystem, perhaps a predator or a highly specialized scavenger. Whether it swam through coral reefs, hunted in open waters, or formed social pods like dolphins remains a mystery. Its very existence, if real, challenges everything we think we know about the natural world. As the investigation continues, the world watches intently, hoping for answers that can shed light on one of the greatest mysteries of our time. What do you think of this mysterious fossil? Do you think it's a hoax or the real deal? Let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching.